All right, guys, here we are on Sandshorn Miss. We've got our Blue Protoss currently ahead 3-1 in this IPL Fight Club match. It is none other than LiquidHerO, and on the left side of the map in the red from the team NSHS.Jjakji. He's going to need to get some sort of traction going here if he wants to have any chance of taking home this week's $500 prize. It is NSHS.Jjakji.
Okay, the games have been relatively quick and dirty so far, but they've been pretty action-packed.
Smart.
So
quick and smart.
Yes, very much so. And, you know, Hero's been playing very, very well. You know, his decision-making has been good. The first game, it was, you know, a little bit rough when he had to defend that proxy and fell really far behind at the beginning of the game. But ever since then, he's been pretty much on top of his decision-making, and it's been fun to watch him.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is an interesting map, too. It's probably one that these guys haven't played a whole lot on. It's a two-player map, obviously, so they'll know where they're going to spawn. It's a little bit larger, but not as large as something like Atlantis Spaceship.
Sure.
I've got a feeling that Jjakji is going to try another all-in on this one. I mean, it seems like in his play versus Protoss, he's one of those players that kind of tends to fall back to that one-base style to try to get wins.
Sure.
Could be, you know, wrong, but I feel like he feels really comfortable doing kind of a high-tech one-basing build.
And we're going to see what he goes with here. It looks like, whoa, maybe even bypassing his barracks. So we're going to see if he goes straight into a CC first. That's, you know, that's a little bit risky on this map as well. A lot of cliff line to defend against Blink Stalkers and things like that, on top of the fact, you know, that your natural's pretty wide as well. So
he's going to put it down right in front of the probe, too.
Yes, he is.
Oops. All right. So, well, Jjakji basically trying to metagame it here and being like, you know, you're expecting me to take this two-player map, do that 1-1-1, and looks like Hero is going to try to do some sort of one-gate expand, I suppose.
Well, yeah, he actually just canceled his gas.
Well, yeah, I think he saw the command center, and he's like, oh, well, I guess I'll just build a Nexus as soon as I can then. So that's okay. It's a little bit different way to do it, but nothing wrong with doing it that way as well. I mean, trying to keep up on bases is obviously a good thing. But, yeah, we're suddenly in for a very interesting game. You know, you never really know how a player's going to react when you go for something like that.
Right.
If they're going to just decide to try to kill you really quickly because you go for that greedy expand, or if they're just going to try to match you and play a longer game. And it looks like Hero just wants to play it out.
Yeah, and he's going to run it with the Zealot here in a second as well. Going to be a while before that barracks is done and producing Marines here. This probe has to watch out, though. But he's getting a really good reading on when these structures are coming up, how many there's going to be. So Hero really on top of the information game right now. Jjakji very much in the dark.
Yep, that's right. Jjakji only knows what he wants to do, and that's all he is going to care about right now. Oh, excuse me, Zealot coming through there.
And they bump into each other there.
Yep.
Ships crossing in the night. Supply depots get under attack ferociously by that probe, but the real attack is in this Zealot coming up through the front, but a Marine pops out just right in time.
Yep, that's right. So a little bit of scouting going to continue being done by Jjakji, and this is a time where it's really going to want to keep that probe alive to see if there's going to be more barracks or gas going down. Obviously, we see there's that third barracks.
Sure. And yes, there is, right inside of the base there. Oh, bye-bye, probe. You were so annoying. So 3 barracks up now. No gas quite yet, so not investing in upgrades or moving up to medevacs or showing any inclination to do so quite yet. We'll probably see those in a bit. But Hero, on the other hand, he's still just on 1 gate. He just transferred over a bunch of probes to his natural, so his economic rate is really, really good as well. He's up slightly in workers. And there we go. 3rd racks finishing up. Both gas on the way.
Yep. That's right. And, yeah, so I've got a feeling we're going to, well, I mean, we could see medevacs after this. We could also see a Ghost Academy. Kind of depends on the map. This is a map where you do have a little bit more room in your main to get some of those drops done. We've got that drop platform on this map as well, you know, kind of specifically made for doing something like that. Also for tricking newbies who've never played the map to wall off the wrong ramp. That's also what it's for, too. But not saying that I've ever done that. But it's... You know, so Jjakji's got some options if he wants to go for that medevac route.
Right. And still 1 SCV, delayed scout possibly, see if it runs in a second. Not going to find anything too out of the ordinary, though. No hidden technology or anything like that. Space Shark keeping tabs over the Zealot in the middle of the map. And we have a pretty good force of Marines assembled. I
haven't ever walled off the wrong ramp on this map, but I admit I did do it on Delta Quadrant the very first time I played.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, people they have to admit to doing that.
Yep.
So everyone's done it.
I remember people used to do it on Jungle Basin sometimes, too.
Oh, yeah. jungle basin. Please do not. Ugh. Stim timing
It's
attack
map.
through the rocks every time.
Yep.
Every time. That's all I ever did there. That's all you needed to do. Anyway, so Jjakji with a lot of units out right now, finally starting to throw Marauders in there as well. With an engineering fade, he's really delaying, medevacs and things like that and investing in upgrades to start.
Yep. And Pylon needs to be canceled here. So, yeah, just a lot of upgrades, like you mentioned, going from Jjakji. That Space Shark is almost low enough to run into a Stalker. I wonder if it would hit Colossi.
It would, run right into a Thor, actually. I wonder what happens in the collision detection there.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably just goes through it. An Overlord,
I'm sure he just dons a top hat and a total
Oh,
good
look,
voice
he just
and
went
says,
right through those Stalkers.
excuse me.
So Space Shark's molecules are a little bit wider spaced apart than other organisms. And this little push from Jjakji is not going to do a whole lot. He's going to have to run away. Yep.
Yeah, one
And,
Stalker
from
goes down
Hero,
right
rather.
away. Yeah. And let's see here. So 1 sentry along with this. How many gates is he producing off of? Just 4 with his Robo coming up at the moment. So no forges quite yet, I believe, for upgrades. No, nothing of the sort.
Yeah, 4 gas, though. So we're probably either going to see, well, some sort of tech beyond just the Robo Bay here. I'll have to see. I suppose he could just start making Immortals, too. But
yeah,
he's going to have just a huge influx of gas in the near future that he's going to need to use.
yeah.
Yep.
Jjakji's got his upgrades pretty well under control, though. +1 is about halfway finished. Stim just finishing up as well, and he's producing his starport. I thought that might happen. We have double forge coming down for Hero now.
Yeah. Yep, this is really my favorite style to watch in PvT. I mean, it's some people would say it's less entertaining because it is a little bit slower in general, but I love seeing kind of the setup that each players decide to go through, the preparation and then the final fight. It's kind of like preparing for a school play when you're a kid. You go through all the work, all the anticipation, and then you get out there on stage,
and then
you get EMP'd and everyone dies. And then
or your dress falls off, which is what happened to me.
Wait. So there's 2 things going on in that statement that I want to address. Actually.
Okay,
one is that you were wearing a dress.
Yes.
And the other one is that this dress then fell off in front of other people.
Both things
Which
happen.
one of those would you like to address first?
Both of them at the same time. It was a
Okay.
Midsummer Night's Dream, and I played the character of Bottom, who is an actor within the play. So his little acting troupe puts on a play within a play. In Shakespearean times, they used men to fill women roles and stuff like that. So
Sure.
he took the role of, anyway.
Uh-huh.
So part of the costume for the play within a play was essentially this dress that I had just fell off right in front of the entire school. Played it off like a champ because my character was supposed to be the comedic relief anyway, and it ended up working. But yes, I've had my dress fall off in the front of the whole school. So there you go.
I also have worn a dress in front of my entire school as well, but that
You're
was
revealing
for
so much.
that was for a talent show in 5th grade. We, my friends and I, for some reason, lip sync "Stop in the Name of Love," so we impersonated the Supremes. So we,
That's awesome.
that's
Now I have that song running through my
a
head.
little known fact.
Oh, man.
Yep.
And the image of you in a dress. You need
Things
to quit
I'm not
that.
proud of.
All right, well, here we go, guys. Immortals popping out now for Hero, as we have revealed that we have both worn dresses, and they both have been in front of the entire school, so we are fine enough to admit that.
It's one of the requirements for being a StarCraft 2 caster. You have to have
Little did you know.
that event.
Yeah, Day 9 Artosis, we're waiting for your dress stories. So let's see here. 1-1 just finished up for Hero. We'll see how quickly he goes into 2-2. He's got quite a few resources banked at the moment. Looks like he was trying to put down a third. Jjakji doing a nice job in stopping that, and it's going to require a couple units to move over there, but if anything significant goes, Jjakji could then run right up the front. So,
Yep, pretty typical timing from our Terran player here.
4 ghosts coming out at once right now at about the 12.5-minute mark. And it's going to present a little bit of problems here in a bit, especially as Jjakji already has his third base coming up. We have a very passive game so far compared to what we've seen recently.
A lot of kind of anticipation in this one. I mean, and LiquidHerO basically doing the normal thing, getting his upgrades, getting his Colossus tech kind of slower over time, finding ways maybe here and there to do a little bit of harassment, but generally not using it a whole lot. Looks like he's going to warp some Zealots into the main there in a moment.
Sure.
In fact, there he goes.
And looks like some units are trying to make their way over, but Jjakji is actually going to be about as out of position as he can be. He'll have to ferry some units up to the high ground, but he catches it in time before the warp-in happens anyway, so it doesn't matter.
With that supply depot, he'd be able to just shoot whatever warps in there anyway. So
oh, very true, yeah.
No big deal. Moving back across the map now. He does have some ghosts out, so if he decides to try to push with the vision that his medevacs are going to give him, he could do some damage here. But, we're kind of, again, at that stalemate where if, you know, one wrong move can really give your opponent the momentum to counterattack you here. So it's always a bit of risk, but it's not looking too bad here. Yeah, preventative force field's going down, not the best. EMP's going down on a lot of sentries here, but Jakji not able to get up the ramp quite yet.
No. And you were right. Those EMPs didn't really hit all that much, all things considered. So the force fields are going to go down in a second, though. There's another EMP that hits in the back, but there's still one full energy sentry there that can give Hero a little bit better engagement. It looks like he uses it so we can take out some units up at the front, but he sacrifices a couple of units to get that done. More warping's happening right now. Jakji is actually almost maxed, and Hero trying to rally in whatever he can. Looks like those Zealots are going to finally make their way in there and do some damage. He was waiting for the Colossus to pop up, and it looks like that is starting to give back a little bit of firepower, but it's not enough as the Zealot wall has just gone down completely, and Jakji has a ton of high-powered units just continuing to reinforce.
You know, I was impressed by how long Hero was able to keep that Colossus alive, but Jakji just went for the huge power, tons of units build, and there's the GG. So Jakji coming back, just hammering Hero in the face with Marine Marauder Medevac.